Hi, Grace Judson here again with the next installment of Leadership A to Z. And this week's letter is the letter I. And I is for introspective. And that might unnerve you a little bit or make you, flinch perhaps a bit, because a lot of times we don't think we have time to be introspective. We may not feel like we necessarily want to be introspective, because being introspective often means discovering things about ourselves that we might prefer not to know about. But it also means discovering things about ourselves that are our strengths, that we can take advantage of or leverage in our leadership work in order to be better leaders, in order to be, going all the way back to the beginning of the alphabet, more authentic leaders. I think that the best leaders really are the leaders who take the time to understand themselves. And that's really what I mean here. And that's when you look at my work, when you look at my program on empowered leadership, you see that the beginning phases of that program, the first two whole modules, really are about understanding yourself better, because understanding yourself, being willing to be introspective, means that you know who you are as a leader. You know how to present yourself to the best advantage. You know what works for you and what doesn't work for you. You know what it means for you personally to be successful as a leader versus taking on somebody else's interpretation of it, or somebody else's mandate about what success is or should be. So understanding yourself, being willing to go there, being willing to be introspective about how you show up, about where you might need to work on yourself a little bit, but also on some of the things that are maybe a little bit unusual about you that might not otherwise come out in your leadership as you go to work every day, because you might think, well, I'm not supposed to be that way, or the good leaders aren't that way. Well, I would invite you to question that as you look at who you are and how you show up. And again, going back to authentic, we cannot be authentic without also being somewhat introspective in order to understand what authenticity, oops, I just hit the microphone, what authenticity actually is. So that is your word, your letter I for introspective for this week.